Well, the press release is an update on the working group, essentially telling the world the working group is now finished. Just as a reminder to everybody, the working group was established to basically find another heap leach facility for Amulsar, given that a buffer zone had been applied across a water tunnel that transects the project. It's been about a 2-month process in which members of the government, together with our technical team, have reviewed all possible alternatives for a heap leach facility around the project and settled on one, which is a valley fill heap leach facility. It's a good valley fill, as valley fills go. It's one that we don't think is going to cost us much more than any previous design we've had, and in fact, we're hoping that the engineers are going to bring it on cost, so down to a price that was equivalent with our previous location. And the whole process, I think anyway, has brought Lydian and the government a lot closer together now. We understand each other's pressures and weak points and what we're trying to achieve out of this project. And so all in all, it's been a very positive process.
And there have been some positive comments from the Deputy Prime Minister of Armenia regarding the social programmes around Amulsar's project.
Yeah, thankfully. It's nice to get recognition for some of the work that we've been doing for the last 7 or so years around our communities. And that includes sort of various initiatives from building kindergartens and agricultural programs that we do in joint venture with a group called the HDP Foundation. We have a drug rotation program with Oxfam, so it's a health-based initiative, and all sorts of things that we've been doing for a long time. And I think, I hope at least that we're setting a pretty good example in terms of that community and social work. On the environmental side, of course, we've just completed a very detailed environmental social impact assessment, which has been completed to Equator Principles standards, so to World Bank standards. It's taken us about 3 years to get that, and I'm also hopeful that people who read that will be convinced that Amulsar really is going to be a positive project with that employs the highest levels of environmental stewardship in its operation.
The markets are really tough at the moment, but Lydian is still a really good prospect for investors.
Well, markets are terrible at the moment. They're by far the worst I've ever seen them. Yes, I mean, I think Lydian is a good prospect for investors. I'm ringing my ears right now the comments of somebody most of the market holds very highly, who recently at a conference said, it's a bear market. You have to convince people to buy. Human nature, for whatever reason, seems to force us to sell our shares when the price is low and buy them when the price is high. But if an investor can make that mental shift, then what are you looking for in this market? I suppose you're looking for good projects, obviously. And what's a good project? Something that has good cash costs in an environment where the gold price is under significant pressure. So all-in costs, I should say. Lydian's cash costs, last time we checked anyway, were about $470 an ounce, and our all-in costs are somewhere between $700 and $800 an ounce. So highly profitable project, and it's growing. I think it's 4.1 million ounces at the moment in combined resources. So that's all inferred, indicated, measured category resources combined. And some of the drill results that investors would have seen this year, are a clear indication that it's open at depth and open along strike. So yes, I think Lydian remains a good prospect.